The molar heat of combustion of pentan 1-ol is 2,800 kilojoules per mole. A quantity of pentan 1-ol was combusted, generating 108 kilojoules of heat. What mass of pentan 1-ol was combusted? Question's asking me for mass. However, remember the mass here is the mass of the thing that's getting heated. Okay, in this case, pentanol not getting heated, it's a thing that's actually combusting. So technically, we don't have a mass value. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if that makes sense? The mass in your MCAT equation is for the thing that's getting heated. Pentanol is getting combusted. It's not getting heated. So we need to figure out the mass of pentanol another way. Okay, so that's why I'm going to cross that one out. Specific heat capacity, we don't know. Now, normally we say water's getting heated, which is fair enough. Okay, but in this case, we don't get any information about water at all. And also, we don't get any change in temperature. So now, you've crossed out everything in your MCAT equation. If you cross out everything in your MCAT equation, you're probably only using this equation. Okay, so let's verify that. What they've given us is they've given us molar heat of combustion, which is this. They've given us the heat that gets produced, which is 108 kilojoules. Okay, and then they're asking us for mass. So we have 2 out of the 3 things, and we're asked for a third, which means that sort of gives me the hint that my mass is going to come from my moles. Why? Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate my moles of pentanol, and I'm going to use mass on molar mass to figure out my mass of pentanol that way. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if that makes sense? Mass, in this case, is not your MCAT equation. It's coming from your moles, okay? So I'm going to calculate my moles of pentanol first, and then figure out my mass of pentanol afterwards, okay? So just to reiterate, the mass in MCAT is for the thing that's getting heated. Pentanol is getting burned, okay? The thing that's getting heated is the thing inside of your beaker. Pentanol is in your spirit burner, okay? So that's the way we're going to do it. So we've already identified that for me to get mass, I need to get moles. So I'm going to get moles. It's going to be, just moving this around, it's going to be negative Q on delta H, which is negative, in this case. All right, now, guys, in this case, yeah, they've given you your heat of combustion in the positive value already. So normally enthalpy of combustion is going to be expressed in the negative value. In this case, they've already given it to you as positive. So I can get rid of my negative over here. So I'm just going to worry about that later. I'm going to cross that one out. Normally, enthalpy of combustion is expressed in negative values. In this case, they've given it to you as positive. So my negative has to go away from my equation. The reason for that is because if I keep my negative, when I sub my numbers in from the question, I'm going to get a negative moles. Yeah, so if they've already given it to you in a positive value, you can get rid of that negative in your equation. Can you guys give me a thumbs up if that makes sense? Normally, it's expressed as negative, okay? They've given it to you as positive in the question, so you're going to get rid of the negative sign in your equation. Otherwise, you're going to end up with negative moles, which is not physically possible, okay? So it's just going to be Q on delta H, which is 108. That's 108 kilojoules. This is going to be 2,800 kilojoules per mole. So how many moles do I have here? 0.039 moles. Thank you. And then what I'm getting asked to calculate mass. What equation do I use to relate moles and mass? N is equal to mass on molar mass. So mass is equal to moles times molar mass. So my formula for pentanol is CH3 at the end. CH2, 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 and CH2OH, okay? Writing it like this is just easier to look at, and then you can make your general formula afterwards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons with my hydroxyl at the end, yeah? Which means if I just put this together so it's easier to look at afterwards, it's C5H57911OH. So technically C5H12OH. Oh, sorry, C5H12O. Yeah, so how am I going to calculate my molar mass for pentanol? 88.146, beautiful, grams per mole, thank you. So now this is going to be 0.039 moles times. Just keep in mind, when you're doing this in a short answer exam and not just a multiple choice, you want to keep all of your decimal places, times 88.146 grams per mole. So how many What's the mass of this going to be?
Right.
3.44. Good. And your answer rounds this off to two significant figures. So this is going to be, three significant figures. This is going to be D, which is 3.40.